welcome back to God of War 3. We have a somewhat annoying puzzle platforming section here right now. Because they gotta break the game up from combat somehow.
How much did people like these parts of God of War?
Not really.
Not really. I mean,
Well, you say God of War in general.
yes, in this series, because stuff like this is necessary. You can't have a game that's just punching. We've talked about this in length, so I'm not going to keep on going into it. But I guess the question then is, what else do you think that this series could do to break up the gameplay? And is that something that the reboot does better?
I mean, it is a sequel, so
That of Boy just has more story beats.
it has more story beats and it has more exploration.
Okay.
It is still very, combat focused as a God of War game should be. But you have the boat, you go around, you have side quests to do. There is stuff, but it's not random platforming or strictly puzzle solving. There are some puzzles in the game, but not like push the thing into the thing and ta-da, you solved the puzzle, yippee. You just wasted, 10 minutes of game time.
No, I think, just from an outsider's observation, because I still have not played the game myself yet, it looks very bloated.
If you're going for 100%, yes.
How long of a game is it if you just go from beginning to end?
Beginning
Let's say
to end-
beginning to end and you do some of the side content, because I feel like that's most playthroughs.
Okay, if you're doing a little bit of side content, I want to say it's about a 35, 40-hour game.
Ooh, yeah, that is very long.
If you're doing everything, like you're going to fight all the Valkyries and do all the side quests, I want to say closer to 50, 55.
Wow, that's longer than what I expected it to be.
I mean,
perfectly honest.
it always depends on how good you are at these kinds of games, how experienced you are.
Still, it's like, that's easily like 5-7 times the length of a regular God of War game.
Yeah.
So I imagine that was kind of a rude awakening for folks that are jumping into that after playing 3 or Ascension.
Well, I mean, God of War I hate that, 2018 was it? It's very clearly trying to be a much different beast than than the other God of War games. I think to the point where comparing it on the same levels is almost foolhardy. I mean, but that's the frustrating part is that you can't not compare it because it's part of the same franchise. It's the same reason why, I guess, to tie it into something that our fan base will understand. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom, you can't... The game wants to be taken on its own merits and not compared to other Sonic games, but just due to the nature of it being a Sonic game, you really can't leave it entirely on its own merits. It's just not how that kind of thing works, So...
It would be easier if it weren't a platformer.
Yeah. Whereas, I guess God of War 2018 versus... Because I don't like calling it Data Boy. I just don't.
I mean, we say it mostly in jest.
Yeah,
that's how we
I know. But, the new God of War, I feel like is not as similar to... is not as similar to these games as maybe... I don't know. It's hard to say because it's clearly trying to be different in tone, but it still has a lot of the action beat 'em up elements that original God of War. I shouldn't say normal.
Well, because this game is the original games are very over the top.
Yes.
Not so much in presentations. They're epic. And I don't mean like in an internet meme way. I mean like an original epic
in the
sense.
traditional epic sense, yes.
Yeah. But God of War, or that of Boy, is, yes, combat is still the major element of it, but it's more grounded, if for lack of a better word, because you're still throwing frost axes at things and beating the shit out of trolls 3 times the size of you.
Yeah, we're going at this point in the story. We're off to go see Cronus again.
I thought we were trying to free Pandora.
But we got to get something from Cronus first.
We got to get something from Cronus. Yeah, we have to do this.
We got to get his kidney stone.
Ugh.
Gross.
Very.
Yeah, because it is inside him, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right.
And you come out of his side, so it's his kidney stone.
It's a kidney stone, yeah. So what do I do with this? Nothing, I just wanted to see if you'd actually do it. I've had it here in my pocket the entire time. Get fucked, Kratos. I hate you.
I mean, I was going to kill you anyway, but at the very least, you gave me a reason.
Now I don't have to feel conflicted about it.
Oh, who am I kidding? I wasn't going to feel conflicted anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't lie to you like that.
Alright, that was Gaia's hand. Not that it matters.
Which is funny because you see that it's a hand walking to it, and you're expecting the fist to close on you, but it's just another hand that grabs the hand.
Hi, Grandpa.
Was Gaia dead at this point?
No.
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 Not yet.
Well, he said that he got
she's just down
murdered.
an arm.
He just said that she was murdered, though.
Well, because he assumes the worst, because her hand is down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, last I saw you, he banished you to an endless desert, so what's really the difference?
Your dungeon sucked, so now I'm here to collect. God, Pandora was boring.
Yeah. Okay, Kratos, how am I going to get out of this one?
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, paper cut.
I mean, that would hurt.
Yeah, you have more. Nerve endings in your hands than I think almost anywhere else in your body.
Even your toes?
Yes. Your hands are specifically designed to feel things so you can grab them easier.
Right.
So you have far more nerve endings. I mean, there is an anatomical model where, based on how your brain perceives your body, based on nerve endings, and like your hands are much bigger than like your arms and
Yeah, that's
like your
what
neck.
the homunculus is based upon, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Where they have like
I
the
just kinda
huge
shudder
heads,
every
the
time.
giant eyes, the big hands, and like really small other
Torsos.
stuff. Yeah, that's like how your brain
Perceives your body.
pretty much.
I just kind of wince and shudder every time nerve endings are brought up. I don't know why.
It's pretty gross, all things considered.
Yeah, you have all these thin little wires in your body that somehow tell you what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess
you
I
really
was
think
technically
about.
wrong. Your brain has more nerves in it than your fingers.
Well, because your brain is nothing but nerves, basically.
I know, but there is
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be there was going to
cheating.
be that. Did we just pop his pimple?
Yeah.
Gross.
Kratos, the dermatologist at your service.
We're gonna beat those zits right out of you. Oh, you mean like they're gonna be gone real quick, right? No. I mean, technically,
Sure.
yes. Oh, is he gonna huff and puff and blow our house down too?
I don't have a house.
No, but again, it's one of those things where this is kind of the issue you can run into with you're dealing with something so fucking massive. It's like
Why doesn't he just smack you?
what's stopping him from just like brushing you off the arm? Like, what's that? Who is that? Like, if a spider is crawling on my arm,
I don't
I'm
push
not,
my arm.
I'm not pressing my arm. Like, no,
You wave it around a whole bunch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually,
or you just straight up smack it.
You said
Yeah.
spider, right? I get a paper towel and gently lean it to the paper towel and take it outside.
Or it's like a fly. Or
Oh,
maybe
if
some
it's a
other
fly,
sort
yeah,
of-
then I'm shaking and smacking the hell out of it. Because flies suck, but no, spiders
Like,
are friends.
this guy should be putting his palm on the arm and just like brush it off.
I
Or
don't
just
know
smack-
about
or
you,
just smack his
John.
arm into the wall.
If I saw a mosquito on my arm, I would stare at it for a couple of seconds. Kind of like readying my arm in a stance, and then go, rah! And then for a half a second before hitting it, I would just leave my hand just
Mosquitoes
before
after
it
my
and then
kidney
hit
stone.
it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of. Have you ever seen the live action version of the ants scene where they're on the shoe?
No, I've not.
Ants, the movie
the
Ants?
movie, yeah, the
one
Bugs
with
Life
Woody
ripoff.
Allen?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
There's a
a
scene where
name
they're like
I
on the. Yeah,
heard
so
in a
like
long
obviously to
time.
try to do like scale up the human is so big it moves like in really large slow motion action and all that. so they're like hanging onto the shoe. So someone
Yeah.
synced up that scene with a human actually doing those motions in real time. So it's a guy just moving like really awkwardly slowly. It's actually really funny.
God, never did I ever think I'd ever think about ants.
Oh god, it's just a bad. Oh god. Okay, that's not something I ever had to think about. All right.
What, Woody Allen or the nail ripping off the figure?
Okay, so this is a story that's entirely my own fault, so I'm not trying to get sympathy for it. But when I was like 13 years old, I was at my aunt's place. She lives pretty close to the beach, so I had sandals on. And we were playing basketball because there was a hoop tied up to one of the telephone poles near the house. And playing basketball with sandals on, not the smartest idea in the world. So I bumped it against, I think it was the curb or something like that, my foot, and ripped off the toenail. And it hurts like a son of a bitch if you do that, and it's really gross. So
when I was very young, I was too young to remember this personally, but this is what my mom tells me. The old house we used to live in, there was a door in the bedroom that was not exactly tightened in the hinge, and I was sleeping on the floor next to the bed because I don't know the entire details of it, but point is, the door finally fell off the hinge.
Oh god.
And landed directly on top of my feet. And it pretty much removed all my fucking nails.
Oh god.
On my feet.
Jeez. And if you were young enough that you didn't remember that, you must have been like 2 years old.
It had to have been when I was below 5 years old, because I don't remember, or maybe it was so traumatizing.
I mean, that's also possible.
Yeah, just repress those memories. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But according to her, that took off all of my nails in my feet because of the impact of the door. And it's like, I don't want to... Well, I already thought about it. Oh, God.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, so anything showing, like, the nails getting messed with is squick for me.
So you're going to be ditching our Heavy Rain playthrough then?
Don't they cut away from that part, though? Where they...
Yeah, Heavy Rain doesn't get too graphic.
Because, like, I've watched the game before. Like, actually, by watch the game before, I mean just the SGV playthrough. Where...
I mean, to be fair, that's basically playing the game.
Yeah, but Elliot, for that scene, chose the rusty saw instead of, like, there's, like, a butcher's knife, I think, there. There's
a knife, there's a hammer, there's a rod.
Why would you use a hammer?
I don't know.
Moron would use... Okay, like, using the rusty saw is not smart either, but
I guess... I mean, if you had to choose between the two, I guess the saw would...
The saw is at least bladed, so...
Yeah, I would say the saw at least would get it off.
Yeah, I mean, granted, if it's rusty, it would infect you, but in that situation where, you know, you're trying to save your kid, that you're not thinking about that too much. But, how do I cut off a finger? I know, I'm going to use this blunt object. Okay, that works.
Oh, hi, skeletons. Don't mind me.
It's a really fucking bizarre sequel to Osmosis Jones.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a reference to Jason and the Argonauts?
Also possible.
I mean, the skeleton, sure.
I'm
just more talking about acting as Cronus' dermatologist.
Is the crystal thing, like, the thing that's making him evil?
No, that's just a really strong material.
Okay.
Yeah, just the gameplay element.
Because you were talking about the crystal-y stuff around Gaia's heart.
It's just a gameplay element where you need the Nemean cestus for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that half an hour ago?
This is why.
I mean, it's still a solid plan, though.
Ouch. Yes, that's me.
Do you think this was trying to do a Shadow of the Colossus kind of thing?
Most definitely.
No doubt.
Because this was 2011, but I mean
2010.
2010.
I mean, technically, God of War 2 came out after Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that game too also had elements of like trying to ride on that game's success too with the Colossus of Rhodes.
yeah.
You know.
Ha, Colossus.
Yeah, I guess. But you know, it's not like Shadow of the Colossus invented those kind of boss fights. They just were really fucking good at them.
It's the popular riser. Is there a word for that? Probably.
Not codifier.
It made those kind of things popular.
Yes.
Like when people talk about how the Castlevania God of War ripoff also ripped off Shadow of the Colossus, they're talking about Shadow of the Colossus and not any of the other games that did that kind of thing before it, you know?
That's one of the rare instances where Nintendo had been, like, kind of shaking their head a little bit because they technically had the idea for Ocarina of Time and they just didn't do it because of technical limitations.
Damn it!
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have been a more interesting boss fight because I'm not a huge fan of the Ganon
I mean,
fight
but
in that
it's
game.
also a matter of try doing that on an N64 hardware.
Oh yeah, no, it's got to be really difficult to try to do that, but especially without I can't imagine how you would do that with the way that game controls normally anyway. Like,
I mean, Link climbs up stuff, so that's not really the issue.
Yeah, I guess, but it would be weird, I think, to end the game with that kind of thing,
Yeah.
given how Ocarina of Time controls.
Yeah. Cinematics.
This thing just crept out of Kronos' like his shoulder.
Yeah.
How did it come out? Like, why did the hell did it come out of the shoulder?
Mhm.
Oh, eating Kratos sounds like it would give terrible heartburn.
Well, he's about to find out the hard way.
I've gotten out of Hades 3 times. I can get out of you.
Later.
Or not.
At the very least, he could wait until he comes out the other end.
You don't move very fast on these sections. I thought you were supposed to climb up, and instead you're supposed to slide down. Which makes the death even weirder, because it's technically still going down.
Yeah. But you're not in control anymore. I think that's the point.
Goodbye.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
Rock.
Crap. Oh, that was a mistake.
That was a bad idea.
So, were we at the point when at this point in gaming history, were we at the point where people were tired of overly cinematic stuff like this?
Yeah,
Or-
we were getting to that point.
Because, like, I know that what was he holding?
That's
'Cause,
the
like-
that's the Omphalos stone.
That's the Umphless, the kidney stone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, because, like, I mean, it's certainly impressive to watch a lot of this stuff, but it is just watching. You're not doing anything during.
Yeah,
a lot of
you're
this
not
fight.
doing it. You're not doing a lot of stuff.
The PlayStation 3, that era, was definitely around the time that genre of game exploded in popularity. And I want to say the apex of it was The Last of Us.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
not Uncharted 3.
Yes, I would agree.
But
I still argue
getting
Last of Us still does it better than Uncharted for various reasons. But
getting tired of it though, I'm not sure. Because after Last of Us, I feel it kind of not slowed down, but it wasn't emphasized as much.
It's weird to think that Last of Us came out a long time ago, though. That's like
It
2013.
did, yeah,
13,
2013, yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, was a long time ago.
Yeah, was a while ago.
How are you supposed to kill... Are you supposed to run up his nose? Oh, no,
There we
you're
go.
supposed to wait for
Wait,
the...
you just wait for the circle button.
Okay.
bye, Grandpa.
I can't help you, the music's playing.
Kill Titans. Dum dum dum. Boss fight. Dum dum dum.
Kidney stone. Why did you grab that? What the fuck?
I like the sword. It killed
Head
me
on,
personally.
apply directly to the forehead.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
I hated the temple in God of War 1, so I decided to kill the temple from God of War 1.
I mean, functionally, yes.
Wait, this guy was in God of War 1?
Yeah, he's carrying Pandora's temple that we were
He's
in.
carrying Pandora's temple,
that we
which
were
is-
in for half the game.
Yeah, that's like the major temple of the first game, which nobody liked.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, the combat was still fun, just no one liked the design of it.
It just went on for too long.
Yeah. Invisible wall.
Cuckoo!
Audio.
Oh.
Oh, so you were. This is the audio issue you were talking about, right?
Shut up. Just make the fucking weapon. Stop. You're stuttering.
Was this in the editing or in the game?
This was the game
No,
itself.
I think it's just Rip Torn losing his mind.
No, this is part of the game. Something about the cutscene didn't load properly. I mean, I guess it snaps back to normal once it loads the game, so it's not a huge issue. I just thought it was funny. Oh boy, we have a weapon that's not as good as the other three we already have.
Why is he helping us at this point? Doesn't he want to kill us because?
Well,
He wants Zeus dead.
Oh, okay.
The problem is, in order to do that, Kratos needs to kill Pandora, who he cares about, so... The
Wait,
sword.
why give us the sword at all?
Well, the sword conducts electricity, so that was his plan.
yeah, his plan was to electrocute him to death.
Oh, okay.
And that worked
But-
about as well as you expected.
Yep.
It's like, Hephaestus, I just killed Kronos. What makes you think you can do anything about this?
Yeah, I just don't know what you were thinking, man.
What a shocking turn of events, eh, Hephaestus?
Oh God, Kratos.
Yes, I am a god.
Well, not anymore.
Like, oh God, Kratos, where?
Alright, the one in front of me I just killed. Eh, whatever.
Were we supposed to feel bad for him?
Not really. Yes, yes, Oscar-winning performance, bravo. Can I get a move on now?
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's our last weapon, I believe, right?
Yes, it is.
Nemesis whip. Yeah.
Not they're going to be using it much, because at this point I already have the fully upgraded normal blades, so... You use this one because it's much more combo heavy, because if you can hold the button, it just does a lot of hits.
I
But
mean,
you don't get that many orbs from having long combos, so whatever.
It's one of those where it's introduced just too late.
Yeah.
The fast weapon usually isn't the last one you get in these kinds of games, though.
No, usually not.
I think it's that too many of them look too similar to the normal chains, you know.
Yeah.
Like they.
If it were introduced a little after you got your Blades of Chaos, then I think it would have been a neat little choose your pathway. Do you want to go traditional, or do you want to go
Slower but heavier, or
fast?
weak and fast.
Yeah. But at this point in time, we're well over halfway done the game.
Yeah, and I already, as I showed earlier, I already fully upgraded the base chain, so why would I use the one that's weaker? Yeah, now that we've killed two, well, a Titan and a God, we'll see you guys all in the next part of God of War.